Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Yes, sir. It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportsstar.com. What's up? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. My name's Michael Jimenez, your host from 12 to 2. We do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Yesterday was fun because we do Tuesdays with Teague, but on Wednesdays, I get to play with Rudy Jay. What's going on, Rudy?
My main man, what's good, Jimenez?
Dude, I'm still trying to get over this bug, man. You're making fun of me before the show because I'm over here guzzling down 40 ounces of hot tea just so I can get a voice to do this show.
Dude, it was like since last Monday.
I know.
You all right?
You know, I my brother-in-law's a doctor, right?
I think you have an infection. I think you need some amoxicillin.
Something.
Yeah, you need some amoxicillin.
Something. I can't belt up the,
I think your cold hit right when there's something blew in also. So I think you're getting over the cold, but the allergies blew in. Like, because I know thousands of people right now that their allergies are just trash. So I think you caught the double whammy.
I am not in karaoke condition at all. Cannot do any of it this weekend. Not that I was planning on doing it.
I know. I was like, when are you planning on going? What's going on?
But we do have some things going on this week. Thursday and Friday, March Madness begins. We're going to be at Twin Peaks tomorrow, 151 and 410.
High five to us.
On air for 7 hours in a row, 12 to 7. So halftime will be on from 12 to 2. Obviously, the Blitz will be there with Jason and Joe from 4 to 7. But between 2 and 4, we're going to be doing something out there on air. So come out, hang out with us, party with us. Again, the Twin Peaks on 151 and 410. And on Friday, the Park North location on 410 and Blanco doing the same thing, running it back. It's so much fun. Rudy, I need to go up and get my online sportsbook on this week.
Do you bet?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't bet for everything. I know there's people out there. Our good buddy Brandon Medina, who likes to do.
Are you betting on the San Antonio Commanders?
No. But our friend Brandon Medina likes to bet on occasional games every weekend. I'm not that kind of guy. Okay, I'll do special events. I will do Super Bowl. I'll do March Madness. I'll do the NBA Finals, stuff like that.
So March Madness, even though, I mean, I know you log some college basketball hours, but are you just looking at the lines and going? Because I don't pay attention to college enough throughout the entire season to put my hard-earned money. I mean, now you make a different kind of money, so you might have a few hundred to play with, but I don't think I play enough. Like football, I feel confident. NBA, I feel confident. College basketball, I'm a little, especially tournament. Because anything can happen. We've seen some crazy upsets. So, but I mean, if you're betting on the underdogs, it's good money.
I know, especially if you bet the money line. You might get plus 300 or plus 350 for some of these games. It's weird because you take a look at who the 4 and 5 seeds are, right? 4 and 5 seeds out there, like the UTs of the world.
A lot of people got Virginia Tech beating them.
Yeah, that 11-6 matchup there. What's funny about that, though, is that you're taking a look at the top team of a mid-major or a top seed of a mid-major going up against the 5th or 6th best team from the Big 10 or the Big 12 or something like that, right? So that's the thing about it is that you have to ask yourself that question. Just because they're from a Power 5 conference, does that matter? Power 5 matters in college football, but in college basketball, I mean, Gonzaga's not Power 5. It's just one of those things. It's so much fun. But when in doubt, bet on the coach. I say this about horse racing. When in doubt, bet the jockey. Bet the coach.
That's interesting.
Izzo does his thing. Izzo makes a run.
Coach
K makes runs. There's a lot of good college basketball coaches out there who that's what they're designed for.
Right.
Even when they have off seasons, they make runs. But there's always going to be that 13 seed, that 12 seed that makes the Sweet 16. Come watch the games with us, party with us. Again, I'll be on from 12 to 2. After that, we're going to have kind of like a round table of people coming in and out. It's going to be like a hockey shift.
I think Quinn
Hudson's going to be out there, Tanner Carlson. We're going to have Brandon Medina. We're going to have Joe and Jason doing their thing during the Blitz. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, man, I'm trying to figure out because I just realized it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Like, by about 5 o'clock, Twin Peaks is going to get insane.
I know.
It's going to get insane. It's gonna get skimpy. And I'm not a St. Patrick's Day guy. Like, that's not like, I know a lot of people look forward to it. Like, and this isn't like a old guy thing. Like, this is even my 20s. Like, I never remember being like calling up the homies or hitting my wife up and be like, what we doing St. Patty's Day?
It's like Cinco de Mayo for me. I don't care about Cinco de Mayo. People in Mexico don't care about Cinco de Mayo. It's the funniest thing. That's like an American thing.
Yeah. It's like fortune cookies.
Now, there used to be a place back in the day called Sherlock's, which was really good
Sherlock's
for
would
St.
get
Patrick's
crazy.
Day.
My buddy had an apartment, lived across the street from there.
Yeah.
And I remember Sherlock's being super great. It's not there anymore?
It's not, man. I miss that place. That was a great place to hang out. So back in the day, I would do some St. Patrick's Day stuff because you need an excuse to drink sometimes.
Yeah, and then it's like, it's a green beer, whatever.
Yeah. An excuse to drink on a Thursday. But I mean, it's fun, but March Madness is great, man, because this is a time where a lot of guys out there, it's spring break for a lot of people. So a lot of people are on vacation right now. It's also the time where people get vasectomies because my friend Brian got a vasectomy a couple years ago.
Wait, you can't just throw that out randomly. Why?
It's not random.
Why right now?
I'm confused. Run specials. They run specials for March Madness, which happens to be during St. Patty's Day. Sit on peas and watch the games and bet on the games. That happens.
But if vasectomies are taking away from the tournament because it's less kids.
Rodriguez Leon on Facebook Live reaches out and says Jimenez needs a hot toddy with some Blanton.
He does.
Damn straight I do. That will be on 201 tomorrow. I will have a hot toddy, baby.
Dude, we missed you at Slackers. We had a good time.
Dude, it's so...
It was your birthday. I had been hyping it that we were celebrating your birthday along with Joe coming home, and you just weren't ready. You weren't 100%, so we sat you down.
I wasn't close to 100%. And the sad thing was, I've been off social media for about 3 weeks, for the most part.
That's good.
I do Twitter because, you
have to. You have a show. You got to keep up with your fan base. I get that.
And on Facebook, I will post things like I posted my anniversary photos and my birthday photos.
3 weeks later.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, he's been back from Seattle. Where are these photos coming from?
And so I've been off most social media. I have not been on TikTok in 3 weeks, have not been on Facebook to kind of like go and like people's stuff. Same thing with Instagram. But I made the mistake on that Saturday after the party of logging on to Facebook for 1 minute. And the first thing I saw was Jasmine from the sales department, her post of all the photos of everyone smiling and having a good time. And that's the fear of missing out right there. I was so pissed off at myself because I could have gone, but I feared
I feel you. You did the right thing
and not doing it. Just getting sick again because my voice
Did you sit down all weekend too? Did you just take it easy or just do stuff with the kids?
I did stuff with the kids. I went bowling, just kind of low key stuff. But the idea of drinking alcohol when you're kind of half NyQuil.
So when's the last time you had a drink?
I haven't had a drink in probably about 2 weeks.
Dude, no social, no drinking. You should be feeling like you just had what did Aaron Rodgers do?
Yeah. Oh,
cleanse.
Yeah, I cleansed myself.
I think a social media cleanse is just as important as a colon cleanse.
You know what? I don't miss it at all.
You don't, right?
The amount of time I spend on TikTok watching people dance and sing
and laugh
and fall and laugh and do comedy, I don't miss it at all.
Yeah.
And I thought I would. It's just so weird. It's just so weird. It's kind of like dieting. Sometimes it's hard to get off of it. But then you don't miss those foods once you're. It's out of your system. I tell my
wife all the time, if for whatever reason I get out of this business, I really want to delete it all. Like I do social media. I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but I do it mostly for the brand, my job, and things like that. Yeah. If I wasn't doing this, I don't know if I'd have it because I'm just over it.
We're getting old. That's if I see one more, you're catching up to me.
Yeah, if I see one more gas pump. Okay, we get it. If I see one more video of somebody at the gas pump, the gas is high.
Yeah,
we know.
We're
all dealing with it. I don't need to see you filling up. I did see a guy fill up an RV. It took $1,000 to fill up his RV. That was a good one. His video was like 4 minutes long because that's how long it took. Like 170 gallons, almost $1,000, like $995. And I always wanted an RV until I saw that video.
I have a new pickup truck. And I filled it up.
How's it doing?
It's doing fine. I haven't driven it too much. I'm still at 500 miles. And I've had it for 2 weeks, so it's not like I've driven it a lot.
So you still drive your other car?
Yeah, from time to time. That one's getting 40 miles a gallon. But when it came to my car, though, I filled it up, my truck yesterday for the first time.
What'd it take?
$78 to
That's
fill it up.
Bad.
But I've never gone that high.
You were like,
it's so weird because normally, when it comes to the car, which is only 10 gallons, this one over here was like 17 gallons or 18 gallons.
Yeah.
It was so weird to kind of fill it up. But hey, man, we have a big show today. Obviously, it's sports, pop culture, nostalgia here. When you hear Rudy's voice, you also know that it's Movie Review Wednesday, baby. And today it's going to be Big Trouble in Little China. I do those polls asking people what movie should I do next. Again, all of these movies everyone else has seen, but I haven't. And it was so weird, Rudy. I did a poll, had about 100 people respond. It was a 3-way tie.
I know. I checked in on the poll and I retweeted it and I was like, dude, this is tight. You didn't even know what time did you decide last night?
Literally when it finished, it was 28% to 28% to 27%.
What time was this?
It was about 9 p.m.
So you hadn't even started a movie and it's 9 p.m.
No, because normally I know what time. Normally when the poll ends or before the poll ends, hours before, one's a runaway winner,
so
right?
You can start.
So I can start. And my wife is looking at me going, which movie is it going to be? And I'm like, I don't know, babe. We got 33 minutes left in the poll. We're going to have a recount when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Hanging chads and everything.
Yeah.
But it ended up being a 3-way tie for the most part. I mean, 28, 28, 27. So it was either going to be Alien or Big Trouble in Little China.
How did you break the tie? Did you flip a coin? What did you do?
What? I didn't want to piss off Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 because he wanted specifically that to be the movie. And I told him it has to go to the people. And the people have spoken and said, okay, maybe.
Ryan Nagel wanted Big Trouble as well.
Yes.
I saw he chimed in. Ryan Nagel wanted Big Trouble Little China.
And people already reaching out on Twitter saying, get the pitchforks ready. If this is not an A+, we're going to go riot.
They say that every Wednesday.
It's crazy.
I think they just want to beat you down. Like they just want to riot.
And it's funny because the other day I was out and about and I had somebody come up to me and said, I like your movie reviews. And I'm like, why do you like them? He goes, because I don't agree with them. And it's just so
See what
funny.
I'm saying? Ain't that crazy about this business? I tell people all the time, like they're like, hey, Rudy, they'll see me out. You were wrong about such and such. How was it going to work? Fabulous. When you are wrong, your show's ratings go through the roof. People cannot wait to hear you eat crow. So being wrong in this business, why do you think Skip Bayless is so rich? Because he's always wrong. And people tune in every day to hear him be wrong. Like it's a weird thing.
And people have referred to me on this show as the acquired taste and the acquired hypocrite.
I think it's a great AKA for you.
And the acquired hypocrite's going to be the fact
I don't think you're a hypocrite. I think you're an acquired taste. Then now when I say acquired taste, that's not a bad thing. That's like hey man,
it takes a while.
Right.
It's like the Blantons for the hot toddy.
Like anything that's an acquired taste is a good thing. Like escargot,
bourbon.
Bourbon, whatever, the caviar. Those are all things that are of high taste, of high class. So you should feel privileged.
It just takes a while.
Yeah.
It just takes a while. But
oysters, that's all. They're all good things of high class that come with being acquired taste. So you should feel privileged that people are calling you that. That's a good thing.
We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. You can reach out, search San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe, leave a few comments. We're also live on Twitter as well. I'm at Mike ESPN SA.
Okay.
Rudy is at Rudy J _star.
My man.
Edwin Hafner is producing this show. Again,
it's Hefner when I'm here.
Oh, Hafner.
He needs to start wearing a robe. Have 2 ladies in there with him.
With that scarf thing. I'm sure Pledger has that at home. He can lend it to you.
It's a smoker's
jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. His You need to change it, Edwin. When I'm here, it's Hefner, bro. Just no Edwin, Hefner, all caps.
Yeah, he's hanging out there. The opposite side of the glass over there is going to be the grotto from here on out.
I heard some weird I would never get in that grotto from what I've heard.
But when it comes to the fact that we're doing I'm the acquired taste and the acquired hypocrite,
why
the hypocrite part comes out because right now there's a certain quarterback who's up for grabs that is a top tier quarterback, okay, who's up for grabs right now. We've heard the names. We've heard Carolina. Mm-hmm. We have heard the Cleveland Browns meeting with him today. Atlanta. But now, apparently, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, there is a new front runner to get Deshaun Watson.
4 teams in it right now. I have not yet heard of any other teams being in it. I guess anything is possible, but I have not yet heard that. As far as where this all stands, let's start from the beginning. The Saints and the Panthers have offers in on Deshaun Watson. Both those offers, as Tom and I have detailed, more than 3 first-round picks plus more. There also is interest from the Browns, who have a meeting with him today. That flight is, I believe, taking off now and headed to Houston. The Browns brass is on it. The Atlanta Falcons also would like to meet with Deshaun Watson. If that is all firm and final, that should be tomorrow. It feels, guys, like the Saints are in a very good position here. That is what it feels like. Just taking the temperature of all things, not saying anything is firm and final, but it seems like based on everything they have to offer, the Saints are maybe in the driver's seat here.
The Saints are in the driver's seat.
Now, rewind, middle of the season, whatever, whenever you want to rewind to, what was your take on Deshaun Watson?
That I would never cheer for him.
Okay.
That I would not want any team to go for him.
Okay.
And that he shouldn't play.
Okay.
And that he should be suspended.
And for those that don't know, because you get new listeners every day, Michael Jimenez is one of the biggest Saints fans that I know, legit. He's checked all boxes. He's not some bandwagon dude. Now that he is a pretty good contender to be with the Saints, what is your take?
I'm doing fist pumps right now, like yeah. It's testing me. I am being tested.
Now you're like, hey, you know what? It went to the deposition, and he's not being charged.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those things. You know how Cowboy fans come out and go, "Well, we got 5 rings," and they go back and they want to pivot from the conversation that's being had, right? It's kind of like that, because it's not like the Saints have never had anybody on the roster that has been a bad person. The Cowboys have had
all 32.
Yes, have had bad people on there, but this has been highly publicized. It's a lot of people. I'm a girl dad. What is going on with the 22 women? Maybe not all 22 are telling the truth, but I don't think all 22 are lying. I think he should be suspended, even if he does come to the Saints. I think he should be suspended, but that's a lot to give up because you're giving up your future for that guy. He is young. He's only like 26 years old, right? 26.
Something like that.
So 3 first-round draft picks. That's big. I don't care.
2 twos.
And 2 twos. And I'm sure there's going to be swaps along the way. But the Saints have a strong defense. And, Tarek.
Well, they lost their safety.
Tarek on YouTube. Talk about people who know, who catalog everything that you say. You also said that you hate him and you want him to get hit by a truck.
Did you really say that?
Okay, no, he got this wrong. Okay. I never said that I wanted Deshaun Watson to be hit by a truck. I said I wanted him to be hit by a bus.
Jeez.
Okay, which I guess is a form of a truck. But yes, I will be the acquired hypocrite if this all happens.
Yo, there's receipts on you, man.
Oh, big time, because I've said it many, many times. And you know what? The fact of the matter is he may not go to the Saints, so I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to be able to come out here.
Now, are you going to be able to go back if he doesn't go to the Saints and say the same thing?
I don't think he is. This is all posturing because whoever the front runner is early on is never going to be the one at the end. They play against each other. They say that it's the Saints because they want someone else like Cleveland to up their ante. They want Atlanta up theirs as well. It is a bidding war. So the fact of the matter is that I don't believe the Saints are going to get him. He could be the front runner right now. So what? That doesn't mean that he's the odds-on favorite for it all. It just means that the favorite right now.
The thing that I found yesterday in doing got on Twitter, when all this came out, and I saw a tweet from a young lady who covers the Falcons, and her take was, if he does come here, I will find a new team to root for. So it was like 100 and something comments, and there was a lot of people agreeing with her. So I started digging into Atlanta beat writers and Atlanta TV and Atlanta radio and Atlanta fans and Atlanta fan pages. And to me, the Atlanta Falcon fan base was the first one that's really legitly torn.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that don't want him. There's some people that are like, screw you, lady, screw you, dude. This guy can play. He's found innocent, whatever. But like, I haven't felt that from this. I haven't got that vibe from Saints fan. I haven't got that vibe from Panther fan or Brown fan. But Atlanta fan base is torn over this. So they're really going to have to, if they want to really go through with it and they're not just driving up the price for the Saints, they're going to have some tough discussions behind closed doors because their fan base is legit. Again, this is just my small timeline. This is not all of Atlanta. They're really going to have to do their due diligence and see if it's worth it.
I love what you said on R&R in the morning this morning. You said that the NFL has more female fans than any other sport out there. And I truly believe that. And as I was driving around and I heard you say that, I was like, wow, Rudy's right about that. Absolutely right about that. And you're going to alienate whatever fan base that you're at, whether it be the Saints, maybe it's going to be stronger with some teams like the Falcons, but whatever team he signs with or gets traded to,
there's some PR work to be done.
Big time. And it's one of those things where he needs to check certain boxes and mind his manners and be part of the community and do more than what he did with the Houston Texans.
Because you got to remember, Vic did jail time and he still had protesters outside of the link. So considering, Deshaun isn't going to do any jail time for what it seems, I just wonder what those protesters are going to look like. Because again, Mike paid his quote unquote debt to society and people still hated it.
But stars are stars and they get the star treatment. You take a look at Kobe Bryant, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes.
They had allegations against them as well that were just as bad, and they survived it. Now, that there was no social media back then the way that there is now. I mean, social media did kind of exist, but MySpace was not like Twitter that it is now.
MySpace was just about your top 5.
Yeah, we were passing around music.
That's all that was.
And we were pissing people off because you had to name your top 8 friends and you had to rank them. It wasn't like in any particular
order.
I
didn't have a page. My friend did, and I just always would go to his house. We were making music at the time, and I would be like, "What is this?" Because you had to have a laptop. Like it wasn't on your phone.
Exactly.
And I didn't have a laptop, so it looked cool, but I just never had one.
So again, the Saints right now are considered the front runners, according to the NFL Network, Ian Rappaport, to get Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. We're talking about 3 first-round picks, possibly a couple of seconds and players to be had as well.
That's expensive, dude. That's a Rolls Royce.
But again, just because you're the front runner doesn't mean you're going to get them. It just ask the Dallas Cowboys. They were the front runner for Randy Gregory, right? And Randy Gregory left them at the altar. It was so funny. Getting ready for the show yesterday, I'm getting ready, and you talk about this all the time. You're like, Jimenez always gets the breaking news. He always gets it from 7 to 10 in the morning. Nothing's going on. And then it's like 11:55. I'm like, oh my God, Randy Gregory's going to the Broncos.
You have to change your whole show from that point. Like 5 minutes to you going on there, you're changing your entire opening.
Yeah, throw the rundown away. We have a new show. But that's what makes live radio.
I love it.
Fun. But the thing about it is that you hear all this conversation about how Randy Gregory didn't like the language in the contract that Dallas offered him. And then people coming out, James Slater, NFL Network, saying, Dallas Cowboys insider saying, dude, that's the same contract that basically every Cowboy has except for Dak Prescott.
Which is crazy.
What is the problem? So there's something there that is missing. I don't know what it is.
Well, even though it was a roller coaster yesterday, you and I didn't get to listen to the show yesterday, but I did see y'all's like the couple minute clip that Pledge put up, and y'all were pretty much calling him a traitor, and that he did the Cowboys wrong, and that ended up kind of being true, because to me at first I was like, dang, that's weird, and then you hear, well, the Cowboys snuck in something on him, and then I'm like, wow, Cowboys, y'all are wrong for that. Then the roller coaster goes back up, and have come to find out that's in everyone's contract. And now at this point, I'm like, dude, Randy, when I said this morning, like, bro, just say you want to go to Denver. Don't make the people that put their necks on the line for you when everybody was ready to write you off. Don't try to make them look bad just because you felt like, you know what, it's time for a change of scenery, because it's the same money. So it's not a money thing. And it's not about this language in the contract, because it's on 99.9% of the contracts that the Cowboys have. So why would you make the people look bad? Just say, hey, Jerry, I'm so sorry, man. I just want to go to Denver. I know I owe you a lot, but I apologize. Like, why try to make them look bad? His agent, well, I've never seen it. Well, just because you've never seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We have people that think dinosaurs didn't exist. We have people that think the earth is flat. So I thought it was Bush League by Randy and his agent, trying to make the Cowboys look like they did him dirty, when in fact it's normal, and they were the only ones that stood by you through your worst times.
Basically, be a man.
And it doesn't matter. And when I have loyalty in my StreamYard name, it's not about you not wanting to be there. It's about you trying to make them look bad on the way out.
Right.
Like leaving is one thing. You can leave, but don't try to make us look like the bad guy because you want to leave. That's, to me, the part that's Bush League.
I mean, it's cool that language does not exist in his Broncos deal. I get it. And it's one of those things where you might look at it and think to yourself, why? Do you think you're going to regress? Do you think you're going to relapse?
Anything can happen.
And anything can happen. It's peace of mind for him. I get it. But the sad thing is that I'm typically pro player movement, do whatever you want to do because the owners usually get you. But when it comes to this whole thing, the Cowboys stood by his side for 7 years.
Dude.
Overlooked so much. All of the failed drug tests, all of the suspensions, the indefinite suspension, the reinstatement, getting him back up and running. The money that he earns right now from the Denver Broncos was because of what the Dallas Cowboys invested in him when it came to not only on the field, but off the field.
They gave him a chance to get back onto the field to showcase that he is a guy that you can guarantee $28 million to.
Randy Gregory going to the Denver Broncos. Hey, one more note to mention when it comes to the NFL. The Indianapolis Colts made a proposal. They want a rule change.
No, the Titans.
Oh, it was the Titans.
The Titans.
Okay, I think the Colts are also pitching one as well.
But the Titans put it out in the open. What we know what the Titans proposed.
Okay, so it's the overtime rule. Okay,
yes.
So we know how the NFL games work. When it comes to it used to be first team to score, and then it became, well, if a team gets a field goal in the first possession, the other team can have a touchdown, or if you get a touchdown right off the bat, you win. Ball game. And we've seen this already.
Chiefs, Bills.
Chiefs, Bills, right? Bills didn't get a chance. So when it comes to what the Titans are wanting, and again, 3/4 of the teams need to approve this, and the commissioner needs to approve it as well. They're basically saying, let's have that same rule where a touchdown wins the game, but only if you get a 2-point conversion along the way.
Yeah, so if you just kick the extra point, the other team still gets a shot at it.
I like it.
And it's interesting because you got to think about this. Let's just stick with the Bills and Chiefs, Mike. Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo hadn't been able to stop Josh Allen and vice versa. They hadn't been able to stop Josh Allen the entire game. So if we roll with the Titans way and you put yourself in Andy Reid's shoes and you haven't been able to stop Josh and this new rule is in place, are you going for 2? Or are you going to kick the field goal and give Josh Allen another chance to come down and score on you? What do you do?
You know what? I want to have one caveat to it. If you fail the 2-point conversion and the other team gets a chance to score a touchdown, I think they too need to go. They have to go for 2
as well. Yeah,
because at that point, them lining up for a 30-yard kick
is not fair.
Is not fair.
Yeah, I didn't hear what else has to happen for the other team. Like, okay, you get the 2-point conversion or whatever. That's ball game. Well, if you kick the extra point, so does the other team kick the extra point? Does it keep going?
Yeah, I think
where does it end?
At that point, it's like it is what it is. Because the way that the Titans have it is you get the 2-point conversion, you win.
Ball game.
But the other side is that the other team gets the ball. I think they just kick an extra point and the game's over at that point.
Oh,
so that's the way that it.
I don't like that. I think they should have to go for 2 as well.
You know what I don't like about the playoff system or the overtime system? It's 10 minutes long. Why isn't it a 10-minute quarter? Why isn't it a 15-minute quarter? I've never understood that. That's why there's been a couple of ties.
I thought it was 15.
No, it's 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's bizarre.
That's weird.
You have one team that goes out there and has the ball for 8 minutes and doesn't score, and the other team has it for 2 minutes.
They're in a 2-minute drill.
And then it's a tie game sometimes. But lots to talk about here on San Antonio Sports Star. Here at halftime, we do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. When we come back, did you hear about the UFC fighter who is now a hero in Houston? He broke up an armed robbery. Hear from that fighter when we come back. It's also Movie Review Wednesday, Big Trouble in Little China. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
When you draft a player into the NFL, you hope they live up to expectations. But free agents are a different story.
The best defensive player in the world. Let's go.
You know what they can do on Sundays. Yeah. And there's a lot of players looking to sell their talents. Who's in demand? Which teams are shopping? Which deals will shake up the league?
Aaron Rodgers will make a fortune.
Listen for the latest.
Jackpot!
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Coming to town, San Antonio Sports Star is heading downtown for Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Starting March 24th, the Blitz, Halftime, and Saturday Morning Hangover will all be live at Pinkerton's Barbecue at Legacy Park, where you can watch the tournament games on the jumbo screen. Chances to win a Yingling Grizzly ice chest every hour during live broadcast, as well as Pinkerton gift cards. Enjoy Yingling Lager, Light Lager 99, Golden Pilsner, and Yingling Flight for $4. Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue, the 24th through the 26th.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
It's that time of year again as college basketball's tournament is finally upon us. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, BetOnline.net is the #1 source for sports betting needs and info. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline.net is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park. Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
I mean, I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Taste of the Northside is back and at a new location. Join us Thursday, April 7th from 6:30 to 11:30 at the Dominion Country Club, hosted by Brighton Center and presented by HEB. This fiesta event for foodies is one inclusive ticket price that includes parking, entry, live entertainment, and unlimited food tastings for $125. Purchase tickets at tasteofthenorthside.org. Proceeds benefit Brighton Center, providing an educational and developmental foundation for children with disabilities and delays.
Take a break from the hustle. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
The Blitz is going to be live from the Roof Hub today from 4 to 7. Join Jason and Joe again from 4 to 7, the Roof Hub at 281 and Redland Road. Go out, hang out with them, have a drink, get some food. It's a good restaurant over there.
Great restaurant, great food.
And before they go out, and before going out over there, go to sasportstar.com and try to fill out a bracket. Your chance to win up to $1 million if you have a perfect bracket. Again, it's called the San Antonio Sports Star Bracket Mayhem. Fill out a bracket. It's free. Chance to win $1 million. Twin Peaks also has a bracket challenge called TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Up to $2 million in prizes over there as well.
Have you ever had a perfect first round?
I've never had a perfect first round, but I've had some really, really good brackets before. I mean, where I picked the Final Four, 7 of the Elite 8. I've done that before. In Vegas.
That's damn good.
In Vegas, had a $50 bet on 30-1 Syracuse winning the national title.
With Melo?
With Melo, 2003. It's good times. The second,
how much did you put down?
$50. I also put down $50 for Kansas that year. Those two teams.
Oh, they met in the finals.
They met in the finals. So I remember I was over.
You were good.
I was over at one of the pool halls here in town, and I was there. I think it was Fast Eddie's at the time, and I was there with a 9-1 and a 30-1 ticket, and it just.
So what'd you hit? 2,500.
$1,500.
1,500.
Wasn't bad, man. Went back to Vegas, and I had some spending money when I was there. Very good. Welcome back to Halftime Sports, Pop Culture, and Nostalgia. Got my name's Michael Jimenez. I'm with Rudy Jay. You know, there's a UFC fighter right now who's called a hero. I mean, a UFC fighter named Kevin Holland, what he did in Houston, he broke up an armed robbery at a sushi restaurant, hanging out with some friends.
It's crazy.
And I'm not going to describe it. We're going to let Kevin Holland describe it because he breaks it down play by play.
Yeah, we were out here just, having a good old time. We were out at the sushi bar. Me and he's saying my friend, but it was actually my uncle. I call him baby uncle because he's a year younger than me. We were out there, we're eating some sushi, chilling, having a good time. He was just being some extra company for me. And then, I was facing one way, and then we heard a big loud bang. I thought it was champagne bottle popping, because it was people behind us who was out there having a birthday party. And I go to look around, you see people running like they had the look of death on their face, just super worried. And so, I'm like, all right, well, we know what this is. So get a little low, check the corner. I see the gun. The guy grabbed the guy, but the gun's facing right towards where we are. So I'm like, I'm going to make a move this way. You know what I mean? Get around this so I don't have to worry about it. So I go around the other side. I come up behind the guy, grab a chair. I was going to smack him with a chair. But when you get to the other side, you can't really see who the shooter is, whether it's the guy on top or the guy on bottom exactly. But I noticed the guy on top was mainly holding the guy's hand to try and get him to stop squeezing the trigger. So then, we ply the gun out of that guy's hand. I go ahead, I pull him into my lap, put the hooks in, hit him with a rear naked choke. My baby uncle sitting in there, he's looking at me. He's Herb Dean with the dreads hanging out the back. You know what I mean? Skinny Herb, that's what I call him right there at that moment. And he's like, he's not asleep. He's not asleep. All right, he's asleep. So as soon as he was asleep, I let go of the choke, slid out on top, got full mount, stretched the arms out so he couldn't reach for anything. We grabbed his backpack, threw his backpack off to the side, made sure the gun was out of play, made sure he couldn't reach for anything, held his head so he couldn't bite me. And, a few minutes later, I ain't never seen the police pull up that fast. So good job to you. They got there pretty quick, handcuffed the guy, and, it's the wrap. You can kind of say everybody was blessed. Nobody got hurt, not even the shooters.
Free sushi for life, my man.
He'll probably be on one of the main cards soon.
Well, he's 22-7. I'm looking him up right now.
He's probably going to be on. He's probably going to be the co-main event soon. When you garner that type of attention for the UFC, Dana show you a little bit of love. But I think I wouldn't recommend I wouldn't, at the bottom of some commercials, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try that if you're not a professional fighter, I wouldn't try that.
He said
even if you're a professional fighter, I don't know if that was I tip my cap to the brother, but running up on people with bare knuckles and they have a gun, I don't care how good you can fight, that's not always the smartest idea.
He's a hero because no one got hurt.
Right.
Now police did arrest 24-year-old Jesus Samaniego, charge him with deadly conduct and unlawfully carrying a weapon. I'm sure more charges will probably be coming their way, but it got me thinking, have you ever had a situation where someone pointed a gun at you or pulled a gun? Because it's happened to me a couple of times.
I only had one situation like that. My buddy and I were chilling out in front of his house, and we're having a cigar, and the guy, kind of drives by slow, kind of stops right in front of us. And we had a few drinks, and the liquor courage in us, and he came by like twice. So finally on the third time, we decided he drove off, we hopped in my buddy's car, we start following him. He's speeding, we're speeding, we're following him. And then finally he pulls to the side, and we're side by side. And he rolls down the window, and you just hear that, ch-ch, and he points the shotgun at us. Yeah, he points the shotgun at us, and we were like, my bad. I don't know what we planned to do anyways. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the dumbest things we ever did. I guess he had planned to jack us. It just didn't ever get the courage. He was trying to build up the courage by riding around, but he let us go. We kind of drove off like, hey, yo, my bad. And, that was the end of that. But that's the only, I haven't had really many scary encounters. I played soccer. I wasn't really in the streets like that. So
yeah,
that's the only scary, I guess, encounter. I don't think I was close to dying, but you never know.
It's happened to me twice, but it's been a long, long time. One time I was 16 years old. I was working at McDonald's. I wasn't actually working that day. I went to go get my paycheck. And as I was getting my paycheck, 3 people came in and robbed the place at gunpoint.
Did you go McDowell's, Eddie Murphy, and Arsenio Hall on them? Did you unscrew the mop?
Unscrew the mop and go after freeze.
What'd you do?
No, well, first of all, some dude started yelling at me, and I hate it when people do that, right? I did not realize we were being held up. And this guy starts yelling at me and jawing at me, and I'm like, dude. And I start, mother bleeping him the entire time. And then I look back and I realize they all have guns because I didn't know this. They shot up the windows of the place.
Trying to scare everyone.
Yeah. But that was as they were leaving. But so that happened one time. I ended up quitting because, well, no need to work there anymore, you know?
So you got your last check and that was it?
Yeah. And what's so funny was that I thought that they were just messing with me because the assistant manager at the time was kind of just mean to me. And he was taking forever to get my check. And then I'm like looking over the counter and I see people in the back on the ground, you know, head down, hands behind their head. And I'm like, oh my God, we're getting jacked. And then all of a sudden, that guy that was jawing at me has a gun, and all of this stuff happened. And they, you know, I just stood there. I mean, what else am I going to do? I just stood there, and they ran out, took some money.
Get anything?
They got money.
I mean, how much money can you get? Oh, they got the safe open.
Yeah.
They made the manager open the safe.
Yeah. And they ended up.
I was going to say, how much money can you get from a McDonald's? A couple grand?
I would probably say around 1,000 to 2,000.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't. Armed robbery's weird. Like, you're never going to get the enough amount of money. Like, $2,000 ain't enough to sit in jail for 10 years.
Yeah, I agree. A few years after that, I was probably about 21, 22 years old. I went middle of the night. My friends and I, they were servers, right? They used to work at Magic Time Machine and various bars around town. And we would go around, we go tubing in New Braunfels.
Nice.
In the middle of the night, though.
Oh, no.
And as I was going back to my car, it was around Landa Park. I had 3 people try to carjack me. And I was in my car. I had turned my car on, and it was the middle of the night, probably 2, 3 in the morning, and they're tapping the window with a gun. And one guy is standing in front of the car, like, you're not going to move out of here. And then this third person, who's a female, off to the side, kind of like blocking me in. And basically, I could either give up my car or risk getting shot.
And what'd you do?
I put it in drive and I ran the dude over. I didn't run him over.
You did not.
He went over my car, and they started chasing me. And I ended up getting out of exit 186 in New Braunfels. I went north because at the time I'd gone to Texas State, you know, a couple of years before.
Oh, yeah.
So I knew the area. I went to a Jack in the Box in the area in San Marcos, and I asked for them to call the cops, and they called SAPD, and SAPD met me near Garden Ridge, and they escorted me home. And it was crazy times, man. But yeah, I hit the guy. I hit the guy that was in the front with my car. I didn't run over him like ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom.
I know what you're saying.
He went over my hood.
You just got lucky because they just weren't real killers.
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they were just like, oh, I'm hoping this guy. They went in with the rule like, hey, we're not going to hurt anybody. If he gives it up, he gives it up. If not,
and I'm sure New Braunfels is a great town, but I've had a very difficult.
I don't care where you are. The crime goes on.
Yeah,
Malibu, Dominion, it don't matter. A crime can happen.
Man, this is more of a therapy session than anything else.
Yeah, from now on, Mike, I'm gonna need you to just give up the car, bro. That's what insurance is for. It's not that serious.
Spur, you know,
should I take the Thunder plus 14?
I know people are saying, hey, you want to talk sports now?
Don't touch it, Johnson.
Sports, pop culture, nostalgia, and war stories of us almost getting jacked. That was a long time ago, man. That was probably about 23, 24 years ago out at Landa Park, man. But
Landa Park. Wow, I love Landa Park.
Hey, when we come back, I chose violence last night. I chose violence against a San Antonio institution, against a Texas institution.
I got to hear this.
Yeah, you got to hear this because it kind of blew up on Twitter, and I was a little bit surprised. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Rob Thompson and Rudy Jay. Don't rush. It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow morning at 7, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
In the NFL, Dallas Cowboys defensive end Randy Gregory spurned the Cowboys after agreeing to a 5-year, $70 million deal. Instead, he will now take the same deal in Denver with the Broncos after reports the Cowboys added language in at the last minute. However, where one door closes, another opens. As NFL Network's Jane Slater reports, Von Miller has strong interest in the Cowboys. The Deshaun Watson sweepstakes are heating up as after meeting with the Saints, Panthers, and Browns, reports are the Atlanta Falcons have emerged as a sleeper team. The Texans also restructured left tackle Laramie Tunsil's deal, creating $8.4 million in cap space. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs take on the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight with a tip-off set for 7:30 from the AT&T Center. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy Jay.
Family. It looks a little different for everyone. For some, it's mom and dad. For others, roommates who feel like family. And for others, it's your significant other, their golfing buddies, your children, a high school soccer team starting lineup, and oh look, they're all taking you up on the offer to stay for dinner, really testing the limits of that phrase, the more the merrier. But no matter where you call home, Geico makes it easy to bundle and save on home and car insurance. Easier than making 3 frozen pizzas and assorted frozen veggies into a cohesive meal.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Yeah! Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to ask Rachel to marry me, and I need your help. Take these flashcards. I've got to learn these engagement ring terms. Quiz me.
Okay, Halo, vintage, channel set.
Those are all ringtones.
Ring styles. Now, how about this? SI2, HVVS, ESI1.
I got bingo?
No, those are diamond grades. Okay, table, crown, girdle.
What do queen wears to dinner?
OMG. No, those are all parts of the diamond. Okay, this one's easy. Baraggio, Tacori, Dossi.
I know this. Types of cheeses.
Dude, ring designers.
Guys, don't sweat it. Come to Diamonds Direct and let us teach you to buy like a dealer buys. We don't even let you look at a diamond until we give you a complete diamond education, including the inside secrets of the diamond business. At Diamonds Direct, we take the mystery out of the process and give you the expert guidance you need to make a smart decision.
Here, I made you new flashcards.
Garage, deck, windows, shrubs?
Welcome to married life.
Diamonds Direct at the shops at La Cantera across from Nordstrom.
If you're suffering every day with joint pain, stop and listen. You can get real, lasting relief now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief that you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative, restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results, zero downtime. This is the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics, locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call 210-571-0318 for a free consultation. That's 571-0318.
You're never that far away from some football. It's NFL free agency. Teams are dropping Benjamins like it's going out of style, and players are looking to sell their talents. Follow free agency in the NFL draft with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's Rob Thompson. Join Rudy Jay and I tomorrow morning from 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Nelly Furtado. I used to love Nelly Furtado. Promiscuous girl. Timbo the king.
Dude.
Producing wise.
I am feeling nostalgic about Promiscuous from Nelly Furtado. I mentioned to you I have a brand new truck, right? and I hooked up the Bluetooth to it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it randomly picks out one song from my iTunes list, which I haven't done iTunes in years.
You do Spotify?
I'm a Spotify guy, right? I was a Pandora guy for a while. Then I became a Spotify
Apple
guy.
takes over every car. It's weird.
And it's weird that it picked that one song. So every time I turn on my car, it's Promiscuous by Nelly Furtado. And the weird thing is, you think I'd be tired of it.
You're not?
I'm not, dude. I listen to it every time.
You will be.
Now, here's the thing. Nelly Furtado, by the way, that song was a number one back in 2006. It was the first number one by a Canadian artist in 8 years because it took
Sinead O'Connor was the last before
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
1998, she had a song that went number one. But yeah, I like talking about nostalgic songs, but it's so funny. I turn on my car and it's Promiscuous Girl.
It's a great song.
Me. You know what's so funny is that I sometimes get caught up as to which part am I going to sing, the Timbaland part or the Nelly Furtado part. I kind of go back and forth, or I sing it all, but I love that song.
I love it too. Nelly, she had a nice little run. I don't know. I haven't heard from her in a while. Maybe she's just doing her thing in Canada.
Yeah, she
had a good run.
She had a good run on my celebrity crush list, my top 10 lists from like 98 to about 2010.
Yeah.
That's a good looking girl. But welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. You could reach out, leave a comment or two. We're also, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. You know, Rudy, yesterday,
what happened?
I chose violence. I am done.
I saw this. I saw it on Twitter and I was just like, I just let it be because I know how you are. And I know, like, you know, a lot of people may think you're trolling. You're just like me. When something's on our mind, we're going to let it off. And whoever don't like it, just don't like it.
It was done out of frustration. It was done out of anger. And I'm just done with Whataburger. And it's so funny because
it's almost like saying, like, it's like going into North Carolina and saying you don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Like going to the Bible Belt and being like, I don't, you know, just want to let y'all know I don't believe in God.
Do you know what's funny about it all? Is that I thought I was going to get pushback. I tweeted that out and I'm like, man, 20 or 30 or 40 people are going to reach out and say, what are you, an idiot? I mean, it's Whataburger, baby. It's Texas. It's San Antonio. It's San Antonio headquartered. All of that stuff. And you know what? Got about 80 responses and about 300 likes. People saying it's about damn time someone said it. It has gone down.
They're all from California.
Well, Chicago now, I believe, right?
They're all the people that agree with you, like In and Out, and they're from Cali. You know how many people from Cali live in San Antonio now?
No. These were San Antonio people. Because I know some of these people on Twitter because I know that they cheer for the Spurs, they cheer for the Cowboys and whatnot, and they were coming out saying, you're right. Ever since they got sold, the same thing happened at Taco Cabana. I am nostalgic to the point when I remember going to Whataburger and loving it. I remember going to Taco Cabana and loving it. But when they both got sold,
I never liked Taco Cabana.
When they both got sold, it changed.
I like Sombrero. I used to like Sombrero Rosa when I was a kid. I don't know if you remember. That was on Walsham. You probably don't remember Sombrero Rosa.
I don't remember that one, but I do know Taco Palenque, which is fantastic.
You know what? My first experience with Palenque was in the Valley.
Yeah.
So that one was different. It's like Popeyes in Louisiana is different than Popeyes in Texas. Popeyes in Louisiana is fire. Taco Palenque down in Brownsville, my wife took me. We went to Padre. We weren't married at the time. And she took me into Palenque and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Like, it was great. And I was like, damn, I was hooked. But I'll say this about Whataburger. While I'm not as done with them as you are, then the reason I'm not done with them is because of the Bob. I love their sausage Bob. I'm not big on their burgers. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think it's the best burger ever. It's too much lettuce. The patty's too thin. And I'm just not crazy. I'm just not crazy about Whataburger. Like, I don't feel like it's blasphemous for someone to say it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that crazy about it.
And I
ain't gonna kill you for it, but I know how San Antonio feels about them. Now, my question to you is, did Whataburger, because they're pretty good about being mentioned on Twitter and then being like, hey, you know.
Oh, no, they did not reach out.
Because I know, like, Minix, like, when he tweeted to Southwest Airlines, they responded.
Yeah.
Like,
and
you know, so I thought that Whataburger may have been like, hey, how can we make your experience better? Here's a couple gift cards. They didn't reach out because it got a lot of traction. So I thought they might have reached out to you and been like, yo, here's $25.
Boteo Franken reaches out on Facebook and says, in Texas, the only company that's off limits is HEB. damn straight. I love me some HEB. HEB is perfect. Don't ever change. Don't ever sell out to other companies in California or in Chicago, Illinois. But dude, the lines at Whataburger are ridiculous. It used to be it used to be fast food. Go get something in and out in 10 minutes, right? That's bad. I mean, I can't get in and out of there for 30 or 40 minutes, and I don't care if I walk inside.
Mike,
I don't
it's
care
not
if I
30
use
minutes.
the app.
You're at
seriously.
Whataburger for 30 minutes?
Dude, we live at my Whataburger is your Whataburger.
It's the worst.
Petranco and 1604.
It's the worst.
It is awful.
All day.
I
don't even go because of the lines. Like, I stopped going because the line at the one on Petranco 1604 is bad.
Dude, and I had to call the manager the other day because my daughter called me saying that one of the employees was harassing her the entire time.
In what form?
Trying to get her number. You want to go out?
Shooting a shot?
Shooting a shot. And
Wait, is this your LSU daughter?
Yeah, this happened a couple of days ago. She turned him down 3 times and said that she rolled up the window and he was still going at it. And I had a call.
You don't give him any points for persistence?
No. Again,
Mike, how many times have you done that?
Shoot my shot. Well, at a bar, it's a little bit different. You know, she's trying to get a number 1 with no onions, dude. She's not trying. So people go to bars for that particular reason.
I know. I'm messing with you. So you called the manager?
I called the manager and I said, "Hey, man, there's some guy out there." And I said, "Look, I don't. It's not the fact that he asked her out. That's what it is. That's normal.
But after 5 times, like, leave my daughter alone, that becomes harassment.
That's exactly it.
I got you.
You know, no is no. Okay.
So let me ask you this then. Like, if you're going to put that out into the atmosphere, then you need to stand on that and not go back.
You know what? I would have no problem with that because there are
other options.
Burger Boy is in our neighborhood now.
Yeah,
they
down the street.
do a good job. I'll have to take my own cheese because I don't do American cheese. But that's an ongoing thing. I bring my own cheese sometimes wherever I go because American cheese is nasty. There's a Sonic in our neighborhood, which is all right.
And the thing about it is Chick-fil-A has it right. But the thing is, I feel bad for Chick-fil-A because they have like 4 kids outside.
Yeah.
Whether it's 107 or whether it's 13, and they're outside taking your orders. Now, we're moving fast. Like, Chick-fil-A line is not scary at all. Like, hey, I'll still pull up. But, dude, it's almost borderline child abuse to have them out there in 30-degree weather so they can get us through the line faster. Now, they have it down.
They do.
They have it down, but I feel bad.
Now, would it be sacrilegious to say that Chick-fil-A food is slightly overrated?
Chick-fil-A is overrated.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's worth the wait because the wait's not very long.
Customer service. It's good white meat chicken, a waffle fries salad, and you just love the customer service and you know you're going to be in and out. Like, the fact that you're going to be in and out and it's better than McDonald's, it's like, okay. But Chick-fil-A is not like to die for.
The diet lemonade's really good over there. But let me ask you this.
Palmer's at Chick-fil-A.
There you go. What are your 3 favorite drive-thrus? You go in and out.
Where I'm not worried.
You know the food's going to be good no matter where you're at. And it just and maybe it's a combination of customer service and whatnot. I'll go through mine, okay? And what's weird about it is that I don't necessarily think that they're burger places. I think the chicken places have taken over because, you know, I love me some Cane's. I think Cane's just rocks it for me. It doesn't matter if I'm in the Hill Country. It doesn't matter if I'm in West San Antonio, East San Antonio. They're good. I'll put Chick-fil-A out there just for consistency.
And I've never gotten my order wrong.
But get me some Popeyes. I love me some Popeyes.
I don't care for their drive-through. I don't really care for their drive-through.
Drive-through experience isn't the greatest.
It ain't the greatest. Chick-fil-A and Cane's, I'm down with you on that. I can't think of the third one again.
Burger Boy might be one.
Burger Boy, they move okay. They make it fresh. They move okay. Now, the one that's the worst, even though it's fresh, at Dairy Queen, you're going to wait. But it's going to be fresh. But it's going to be see, that's the thing about Dairy Queen. The reason I don't mind wait, like, there's nothing worse than waiting 20 minutes and getting cold food.
Yeah.
Like, at least if I wait at Dairy Queen, I know my stuff's going to be burn the roof of your mouth hot.
Dude, they gave me my Blizzard the other day and they didn't tip it over, to show that it was frozen. I felt gypped. I was like,
oh my gosh, Michael.
I was like, woman, turn it over, baby. Turn it over. I want to see that. I want to see that Dairy Queen magic.
I don't know about you telling a woman to turn it over. I'd be careful with that.
We always have fun over here on Wednesdays with Rudy. Hey, we have another hour to go here at Halftime Sports Pop Culture Nostalgia. When we come back, we're breaking down Spurs against Oklahoma City tonight in action at the AT&T Center. It's also Movie Review Wednesday. Big Trouble in Little China. Will Jimenez be in big trouble after this review? This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Every one of them at fault. The guy who got his ass whooped, he's at fault. He said something.
Yeah.
Kamara, you're at fault. Everybody at fault.
Rob, you willing to take the $5 million ass whooping?
Yes. I'm taking an ass whooping for a lot less. Unequivocal, yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Me too, dog.
I could buy some plastic surgery.
Rob Thompson, Rudy Jay, weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
In a world where a single touch can threaten the surfaces of your home, there's Microban 24. Just one spray fights bacteria all day.
Bacteria incoming. Shields up, defenders.
When used as directed, Microban 24 sanitizing spray forms a defensive shield that keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch.
Threat eliminated.
Microban 24. Don't just sanitize it, Microban it. Now spraying in a store near you.
With the tournament coming to town, San Antonio Sports Star is heading downtown for Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Starting March 24th, the Blitz, Halftime, and Saturday Morning Hangover will all be live at Pinkerton's Barbecue at Legacy Park, where you can watch the tournament games on the jumbo screen. Chances to win a Yingling Grizzly ice chest every hour during live broadcast, as well as Pinkerton gift cards. Enjoy Yingling Lager, Light Lager 99, Golden Pilsner, and Yingling Sprite for $4. Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue, the 24th through the 26th.
I need 4 more of the biscuit carnitas, 2 burnt end platters, 3.
The kitchen at Kai's Barbecue is firing on all cylinders.
Greg, help me bring these to the pickup counter.
He needs food runners who can hit the ground quickly.
86 on the chicken and we're short-staffed. Let's pick it up.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
On Saturday, April 2nd, help us celebrate 100 years of Valero Texas Open and be part of our Texas Size Anniversary concert featuring performances by Jason Aldean and Darius Rucker. All concert tickets holders are invited to attend the Valero Texas Open's 3rd round competition preceding the concert, all taking place at TPC San Antonio. With limited tickets remaining, visit ValeroTexasOpen.com to get yours today.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books?
Shh, this is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Join San Antonio's Sports Star crew this Thursday and Friday at our tournament takeover live from Twin Peaks. It's our annual event. It's the best time of the year. It's tourney time, and we're heading to Twin Peaks with halftime in the Blitz 2 days in a row. We're getting started with halftime at noon and keeping you filled with upsets and bracket busters through the Blitz at 7 o'clock. The madness begins at Twin Peaks this Thursday and Friday from noon to 7. Thursday will be at Twin Peaks Westover Hills at 410 and 151. And Friday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North. See you at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Live, local, loud. KZ ACDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube. Search San Antonio Sports Star. Like and subscribe. We're also on Twitter. I'm at Mike ESPN SA. Rudy J is at Rudy J _star. Welcome to the show. We do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. We chose violence in the last segment against Whataburger.
No. I didn't. I said I can understand where you're coming from. Don't get the Whataburger crazies to come in front of my house with tikis looking to burn my house down, okay? That's not. I said I get it. I'm not crazy about the burger.
Again.
But I will continue to go because I love the sausage bob.
And again, if you shoot your shot against my daughter over there, she says no twice, it is over, okay? It should be over after 1, okay? Second attempt, fine, but if you do it 5 times, no, not going to happen, especially if you're in the drive-thru over at Whataburger. But yeah,
right.
You know what? I gave up social media for 3 weeks. I can give up Whataburger.
Good for you. Hey, that deserves a round of applause because a lot of people can't do that. And the thing I liked about it, Mike, you didn't announce it. I hate when people announce it like, hey, guys, I just want y'all to know I'm going to be off Facebook for a while. I'm tired of everything. Like, what are you telling us for? Just go away.
Just drama queen it all. Yeah. Hey, very important 2-game stretch for the San Antonio Spurs starting
if you're trying
tonight.
to make it, if you're really trying to make it, you got the Pelicans soon too, right?
Right. So the OKC Thunder tonight.
Okay.
New Orleans Pelicans on Friday night. Spurs 13.5-point favorites tonight over the Thunder. Again, the Thunder are one of the worst teams in the league. Spurs coming in at 26-43. Thunder 20-48. The thing is that the Pelicans did the Spurs a favor last night by losing. Now the Spurs are 2 games away from that 10th spot. Also have to leapfrog over Portland if they're going to get to that 10th spot. Carolina Teague yesterday was ripping me to shreds yesterday. It was a battle of Rock the Mic champions.
I hate that I missed it. What happened?
She would say there's no way in the world the Spurs are tanking.
Okay.
No way in the world, right? Because that's just not in our DNA.
Yeah. She said the same thing today.
But I question why the Spurs sat 4 starters when they were 1 game away from that 10th spot.
And they're all under 25.
And
it's not like it's Kawhi's knee and LeBron's knee and Anthony Davis' knee and a bunch of old guys. That's a red flag.
Red flag is seeing the word contusion.
Yeah.
Bandage that thing
Wait,
up.
Contusion is a red flag. I got to write that. I got to note.
Contusion.
I got to note that, Mike. I like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the same team that said that Tim Duncan couldn't play because he was, quote, old. Okay. And it's just one of those things. I don't think Spurs, the actual players, are tanking. I just think that the organization's making it difficult because, again, what good does it do for the Spurs to get in the play-in tournament? If they make it, great. I really don't care if they do or not. It's just one of those things where after they traded Derek White and they traded Thad Young and Bryn Forbes and Drew Eubanks, and they got these pieces and they got these other first-round draft picks from Toronto and from Boston, I just thought to myself, great, let's go ahead and go for that play-in tournament. And I was all about it. Fine, I'm going to get off Team Tank, going to go for this play-in tournament. But man, when they sat out DeJounte Keldon Jakob for 2 games over the course of 2 weeks for essentially load management, they say contusion, they say knee or ankle or whatever. I don't buy any of it. I think the Spurs were just not wanting to win those games. It is what it is.
It's hard for me to say it too, though. Like, I know where she's
you agree.
That was weird. It was weird. I mean, it was weird. But again, I don't know if like they all went out because, you know, they were partying with Pop and some had more drinks than others.
Yeah.
I don't know if some guys were hungover like, hey, Pop, that 40-year aged wine that you gave us, I woke up with a headache. I need a day. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. And then what makes it worse is the Pelicans and the Lakers and you know, the team right in front of the Lakers won't run away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Spurs, like they went on a 4-game losing streak not too long ago and they're still right there. It's like, damn, do y'all's part and run away so we can just go play, start playing Wieskamp and Primo. Like they won't run and hide. And like the Lakers suck, the Pelicans suck too. And that's like, dude, run away and hide. Let's get this over with. Like We got what we came here for. We came here this season to break the record. That has been accomplished. The next goal, when you really, 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 really think about it and you're alone and you're staring at the ceiling, you're laying in bed, you really know that deep down in your gut, the goal should be, we got to find a cornerstone.
Exactly.
We have to find a cornerstone. And that's not a bad thing. They did it with Dave. I don't care what anybody says. Dave could have played that season, the season before they drafted Tim. I don't care what anybody says. They tanked with David Robinson. Pop was already a part of the organization. So like this isn't a first. It's just right now, you can't say there's no old man that you can have a bad back. That's the core. Dave was our cornerstone, and they sat him down because it's like, we got a chance to get this guy to Wake Forest that's going to be great for 20 years. And like I said, deep down in our guts, we all know we need that person.
And I told Carolina, the wins that you get in March and April of 2022 don't matter come the June draft, because those meaningless wins can make it so that the Spurs are drafting 10 as opposed to drafting 7, or maybe even having the opportunity to move up to the top 4. Because right now the Spurs are sitting with the 7th best odds to win the lottery, 32% chance, basically 1 in 3, of getting into the top 4. And right now the Spurs have a 7.5% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick.
Only 7?
7.5. But 1 in 3 chance of getting into the top 4. I mean, come on, that's 3-card money. Just pick the winner. So I take a look at it right now, and the Spurs need to be there, because fans will say, well, what if the Spurs just make it to the play-in tournament and finish with the 10th best odds? Well, instead of it being a 1 in 3 chance, it is a 1 in 7 chance of getting into the top 4. That's a big, big difference. So again, I was all about the Spurs making the play-in tournament, but when I saw them sitting out players, when I thought it was nonsense,
okay, well then forget it.
Yeah, I see where I see where we're going with this. But again, the Spurs are favored tonight by 13.5 points. Oklahoma City's coming in; they've lost 6 in a row, so they're reeling right now. They're doing it the right way, man. They're tanking the right way. Right now, Oklahoma City has the 4th worst record in the league. If you take a look at the other draft picks the Spurs have, right now, Toronto's pick is sitting at number 17, which is funny because the Toronto Raptors have won 4 in a row, and they're still at 17. It's not falling to 18, 19 just yet, but they're at 17.
I keep forgetting to pay attention to them. You told me to watch them. I have to remember to watch them.
And the Boston pick right now is at 20. So, I pay attention to that. Right now, I'm cheering for the Brooklyn Nets. I'm cheering for the LA Clippers, because the more that they win, the better opportunity they have to leapfrog Toronto, and Toronto could fall to 16 or 15.
All right.
Right now, we have to cheer for Cleveland. We have to cheer for Minnesota. We have to cheer for Denver, because they can prevent Boston from sliding down into the mid-20s. But welcome back to Halftime, Sports, Pop Culture, and Nostalgia. In the last hour, we were talking about Deshaun Watson and how the New Orleans Saints have emerged as a front runner for his services. We just learned in the last 15 minutes.
What you gonna do, man?
We just learned in the last 15 minutes.
You better not come in here with a Deshaun Watson jersey. That's where I draw the line. Like, you can root for him, but I refuse to watch you walk in here with a Deshaun Watson jersey.
It's so funny. I think the listeners of this show want this to happen, not because they want Deshaun Watson in New Orleans. They want to see what I will do. They want to see me.
What does your wife think about this situation?
She doesn't care. She doesn't know anything about sports.
So okay,
this
you
is
good
not her
then.
thing.
Okay, you good then.
Now here's the thing. The Saints might be the front runner for the Houston Texans, but keep in mind, it is Deshaun Watson going out trying to get this trade to happen. And apparently he has a team that he wants to go to. According to CBS Sports, he wants to go to the 49ers, but the Niners are backtracking, saying, you know what, we may not have that mutual interest after all. Might be too much of an ask to get Deshaun Watson.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Were you about to play a song? Okay, I'll tell you this. I'm torn on Justin Fields. Now, I know he wouldn't pick Chicago, but if Chicago was in the running, I'd come off of Justin in a few ones. San Francisco's in a situation where it's like, okay, now if this CBS report is true, San Francisco, they have some work to do, because it's like, okay, is Trey Lance really going to be our guy? We know it's not Jimmy, because if it was Jimmy, we wouldn't have moved up to get Trey Lance. So let's just move Jimmy to the side. Jimmy's still just a stopgap while Trey figures it out. But if this report is true, you really better be right about Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And you have to be right about Trey Lance. If not, you've blown a golden opportunity to get a guy that can play for you for 10 to 15 years.
And again, every organization out there, whether it be CBS Sports, NBC Sports,
everybody's got reports.
ESPN, they all have their own sources. So this is just one source coming out from CBS Sports. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. The one that I mean, if Shefty says it, it's true.
Yeah, agreed.
Unless it's Tom Brady coming out of retirement or going into retirement, coming out of retirement.
It's his fault this all happened.
I know.
It's Shefty's fault.
Yeah, I still think that Tom Brady.
Shefty made him make the decision way quicker than he wanted to, and he ended up picking the wrong thing, and now he's back. So whatever.
Hey, tomorrow you can join us for March Madness over at. You're going to watch all the games, all the March Madness games over at Twin Peaks. We're going to be at the 410 and 151 location from 12 to 7 p.m. So we'll be doing halftime there from 12 to 2. You can check out the show live, be part of the show. We're also going to have the Blitz from 4 to 7. And between 2 and 4, we're going to be live still. We're going to go 7 full hours watching all the games. So come watch all the big tournament games out there. There might be some action on the side out there, cheering on those upsets. You know what I love about college basketball, by the way?
What's that?
They do it right. And Pledger thinks I'm an old man when I say this.
What's up?
I hate the fact. Back in the day, remember the home team would always wear white?
Yeah.
And that's not the case anymore. Right now, the home team wears the colored jerseys.
It depends if the home team picks.
Home team picks. Right now, if you watch a tournament game, the higher seed wears white. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Now, unless it's like a Michigan, which may not have a white.
You pay attention to some crazy stuff.
They may wear a yellow. So when you're watching the game, know the darker jersey is the lower seed at all times.
Okay.
I absolutely love that. So again, we'll be at Twin Peaks tomorrow from 12 to 2.
I got a bone to pick with Brandon. I have a problem with him calling himself Big Papi. That was he just named himself that, right? Did someone give him that name, or did he name himself Big Papi?
That's a good question. I don't know.
If he named himself Big Papi, I want to go a round or two with him on that. Like, one, that we already have a Big Papi, but two, how dare you?
I know there was one that already existed. You're
right.
We
already got David. David. Come on.
That's why I like the acquired taste or the acquired hypocrite.
It's like that's original. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Papi. What? I don't even like typing his name in on Twitter because of that. And then Quinn, it's gonna be a good time. These next 2 days are gonna be fun because I'm sure we all listen to each other, so we all have said things that we may not all agree with. So Thursday and Friday, it's going to be some fun times on there for sure.
Exactly. Again, Twin Peaks tomorrow, 151 and 410.
Yes.
On Friday, we'll be at the location on 410 and Blanco. Tonight at the Rue Pub, the Blitz from 4 to 7. Go hang out. Check out Jason and Joe doing the Blitz from 4 to 7. Hey, guess who's not in the big dance? Who is not part of March Madness? The Texas A&M Aggies. And, they are considered to be the biggest snub of the tournament.
Yes.
And you would think that the dust had settled and they were over it, right? Well, their head coach, Buzz Williams, he's still pissed off. And they're now in the NIT. They're in the NIT, which is also known as the not invited tournament, right? They're
in the tournament.
Yeah. And they won last night. They beat Alcorn State, as they should have. They're the 1 seed in the NIT, right? But
and at home.
Yes. And Buzz Williams, man, he had a prepared statement.
7 minutes.
7 minutes long.
Tears.
And this is a minute and a half of it, and it is brilliant audio. Here's Buzz Williams, still pissed off after last night's win against Alcorn State.
After studying all of this nonstop the last 2 days and looking at it from every vantage point, it defies logic that we are not in the NCAA tournament. Despite repeated pleas, I have only been given generalities by those above me, not data-specific evidence on why we weren't invited. Without logical reasoning behind the decision, while knowing I still must explain this to our guys and their families, it has caused me to lose all respect and faith in the system and those that are in it. What has transpired is wrong. I am so sad for all of the young men in our program, especially those who decided to stay at Texas A&M with their COVID year of eligibility. The process is obviously
when the tears
flawed.
started, y'all.
And it is apparent that there is way more included that is unseen and unknown in the selection of the 36 at-large teams than what the public is made aware of. Until there is complete transparency and accountability, the system will stay broken, and this will continue to happen.
Okay, first of all, I can see he's emotional. I can hear that he's emotional. That is the head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies basketball team. At this point, I was agreeing with him. I was siding with him. Yes, the Aggies were snubbed. But after hearing that, I'm glad they were.
Why?
The man just wait. That guy just needs to shut up, dude. Seriously.
You see, Pledge and Rob said the same thing, and this is why I disagree with you, Mike. Because I told Rob and Pledge this morning. We can't hate it when the athletes and coaches give us nothing. And then when they give us their all, we still don't like it. Like, what do y'all want?
Give us this on Sunday. Okay. This is days later.
He wanted to get his research in.
Oh my goodness. Like he doesn't know. Like he doesn't know. Now keep in mind the Aggies, I believe, were 23-12 before the NIT. The weird thing is they're being kept out because they had a 7-game stretch. Let me count those L's there. I'm sorry, it's an 8 straight losses that they had between January 19th and February 12th. There was a 4-week stretch that they had where the Aggies lost all 8 games. Now, some of them were
Black History Month wasn't pleasant to them. It wasn't pleasant to them at all.
Now, the Aggies did turn things around in end of February, and at the SEC tournament, they made it to the SEC championship game. They upset Auburn, upset Arkansas, and then they lost to Tennessee for the SEC title. I believe A&M should have gotten in because, again, we're looking at the 68 teams that make the tournament, right? There's 4 that play in, and then ultimately the tournament starts with 64 tomorrow.
Right.
Obviously, Texas A&M is one of the best teams in basketball. They're one of the top 30, 40 teams out there. And you would think 68 teams, they should be part of that. I get that. But there are snubs every year, and the way that college basketball works and the big tournament works is they allocate spots to every single conference. And then not every single conference champion in the regular season wins their tournament, which means they take away an at-large bid because, again, they get rewarded for having big seasons.
Right. Now,
and the Aggies were left out. And every year there's a team that's left out, and the Aggies were this year's team.
Gerald Glenn on the YouTube asked, 3rd place in Rock the Mic this year. Would you rather win the NIT or get beat in the first round and field a 64, Mike?
I'd rather lose in the 64.
Same. It's not. I don't even think it's up for debate, right? And this is the thing. And Pledge cut this tape up, okay? And he's already totally against this buzz thing. So he left out some key components. One of the key components was they won 12 games in the SEC, just in the conference, 12 games. Only 4 teams won more games in the SEC than them, and all of those teams were 4 seeds or better. So if you think that highly of the teams that I competed with, how on earth do you earthlings sit in your little room drinking coffee and leave us out? And he had great points. He's like, who picks the committee? And can the committee tell me why y'all left us out so I can tell my kids, so I can give my kids an answer on why they're left out?
No, I understand. And you take a look at the fact that you look at the Big Ten. The Big Ten had 9 teams make the tournament. 9.
And SEC was at 6, 7?
SEC was down there as well. Let's see.
Big Ten is overrated. I don't think they should have gotten 9. And I don't know if Michigan should have even gotten in.
Yeah, so the Big East, Big 12, and SEC had 6 teams, and there were 5 teams in the ACC, which was the fewest since 2014.
Okay.
Mountain West had 4. What's interesting is the Pac-12 only had 3. So you take a look at it. I understand the Aggies were hot at the right time. The Aggies were on path they were hot at the right time. They are one of the best teams in basketball. I'm not saying the top 20, but they're probably in the top 30, top 40 out there. They should be part of the tournament. But because the way the tournament works, and because every conference is represented, and because you have regular season champions, you have tournament champions, and that all gets into play, because of that, teams get left out, and the Aggies were that team. Now, if you want to argue that there shouldn't be 9 teams in one conference, I think that's a really good argument. There's a really good argument to that. But the Big Ten is considered to be the best conference this year, top to bottom, when it comes to college basketball.
Debatable. Some would say the Big 12.
Yeah. Well, the Big 12
or the SEC.
I think the top half of the Big 12 can compete with anybody.
The Big 12 had 2 1s. So if you have 2 1 seeds from a conference, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get the strength of schedule should come into play. If you give 4 teams in my conference 4 seed or higher, 4 seed or better, then you got to think about the team that just knocked off Auburn in the SEC tournament. You got to think more highly of them. And if you give the Big 12 2 1 seeds, then they should be the conference with 9 teams. Like, where's the strength of schedule? Again, I get where Buzz is coming from. Like, it's time we question the committee. Who are you people? Show your faces. Tell us your reasoning.
I think that statement would have been much more powerful if it was done Sunday night, or if it was done Monday morning.
Okay.
You wait until Wednesday after you've played another game. Really? Or Tuesday night after playing another game?
And Rob being the Aggie of the station, along with Big Boss Lance, he feels like this is going to hurt the Aggies down the line with the committee. Like, if there isn't a conspiracy now, if there wasn't a fight, you just picked one.
Is it like those artists that don't get Grammy nominations because they've talked bad about the Grammy Association in the past?
That's where Rob's concern is.
Okay. But the Aggies still alive, baby. NIT.
But you got to go win it all now. If you come out acting like that, you got to go win it all. You got to win the whole tournament, or we're gonna this he become Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil was a big crier. This will end up being crying Jordan if you end up losing in the NIT, and nobody wants that.
Oh, I love March Madness. Again, we will be live tomorrow, 151, 410 at the Twin Peaks out there. Have fun with us out there. Again, the Blitz will be on from 4 to 7, and also from 2 to 4 we'll be live still out there. Big old thing. Rob will be out there. Rudy will be out there. I'll be out there. I hope to see Pledge out there.
Yeah, he will be.
Get some hot toddies out there. Very nice, man. Hopefully help my voice.
You'll be all right.
But will I be all right after the upcoming movie review? Because here's the thing.
Ooh.
I put a poll out there.
Okay.
And, Joe Reinagle kind of hijacked this whole segment last month.
On which one was it?
Oh, he wanted Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted me to watch Urban Cowboy and things like that. And I gave him good reviews. And then I went off and I did Terminator 1, Terminator 2. Again, these are movies that everyone has seen. And I'm 45 years old now, and I've never seen any of these movies.
Right.
So Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 reached out and said, hey, have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China? And I said, no, but I know that Kurt Russell's in it.
It's a little dated, though.
I know that Kurt Russell's in this movie.
Yes.
Okay. So I've seen the poster. But I told him, I said, this has to be democratic. I have to put a poll out there. So I asked people, Big Trouble in Little China, Alien, Die Hard 2, The Lost Boys, and what ended up happening was a 3-way tie at the end of the polling. So I said, okay, as a favor, Big Trouble in Little China, I will do, because Jeff Garcia, friend of the show, he was the tie-breaking vote.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. The question is, will I like this movie? All I got to say is
it's a little dated. I'm worried because this is a classic. Me and my best friend / best man, this is a movie that we watched nonstop. If it was on television, we watched it. So it's a part of my childhood. So, but I know watching it in 2022 is super weird. So I'm worried.
Big Trouble in Little China. The movie review is in the mail. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
We all know the destination, but it's the journey that defines the team.
3 again, good again!
One stumble and it may be the end. Every game.
Reverse layup, yeah!
Every moment.
Rises up 4-3, bucket, oh my!
Is one step closer to the destination.
Good, myself and a 3!
Listen for the latest tournament scores and news. Are you ready for the madness?
Boom, boom, shakalaka!
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
QC Kinetics provided amazing pain relief for a former professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired Braves pitcher Jose Alvarez.
I put a lot of stress and strain and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was anytime I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and the regenerative treatments that help the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics?
My elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books?
Shh, this is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park. Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my door, man.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
I mean, I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
It's halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Here we go.
Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com. It is Wednesdays, which means it is Movie Review Wednesday.
You ready?
Do we have any sound of this show, of this movie? Let's hear
some
this.
wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against a barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye, and he asks you if you've paid your dues. Or you just stare that big sucker right back in the eye, and you remember what old Jack Burton always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir, the check is in the mail.
Have you paid your dues, Jack?
Did you have him pull this, or you sent it
Check
to him?
is in the mail. No, Pledger pulled it earlier today. Okay, so we do movie reviews on Wednesday, nostalgic movie reviews, because apparently I was a sheltered child growing up because I got into music growing up.
You had good parents.
But when it came to movies, though, I didn't watch much of anything in the 70s or 80s.
You just watched Saturday morning cartoons.
That's basically it.
Same.
And, so right now I'm reliving my childhood, going back, and over the past year, I have seen for the first time movies like Indiana Jones and E.T. and Gremlins, and I did Terminator 1 and 2, Officer and a Gentleman. I give good reviews and bad reviews. It all depends, right? What's so funny is that I asked people on Twitter which one to do. It ended up being a 3-way tie. So because of that, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 got to do the tiebreaker, and he chose Big Trouble in Little China, which is a John Carpenter directed cult classic from 1986.
See, I don't know who that is.
He does horror movies. I believe he does Halloween and stuff like that, and which is a movie I have not seen either way. But anyway, this is considered to be a horror comedy from 1986.
Is that what it's classified as?
I guess so. It's martial arts, it's fantasy, action comedy, slightly horror. It stars Kurt Russell and Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall we know from Sex and the City, but she was also back in the day in movies like Porky's. She was in Police Academy and obviously in Big Trouble in Little China. So this morning I wake up and people chose violence against me because already I was getting people coming at me saying, you better give this movie an A+ or we're bringing out the pitchforks already.
You know what you need to start telling people, Mike? You need to start telling people, watch this movie again with me before you judge my take on it. Because we're thinking from when we were, what year was this?
1986.
Okay, so 86. I'm 9. Yeah. What do I know about a good movie at 9?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So before people bring out the pitchforks for you, you need to tell them, hey, if you're going to come for me, watch it in 2022.
I agree with you on that because I found this on
because you might see it totally different as a 40-something-year-old man versus a 9-year-old child.
Now, I'm not going to deduct points for things like, CGI or things like that.
Okay, I didn't know if you did or not because it looks terrible, right? Like the fight scenes and stuff, they look terrible. Tell the truth.
Well, like T2 Judgment Day was badass.
That was awesome. That was ahead of its time. T2 was grade A. I don't know how they did it, but it was grade A.
So my wife is kind enough to watch these movies with me, and we tend to be on the same page when it comes to it all.
Are y'all watching the movie?
Oh, extracurriculars?
Are you watching the movie or are you chilling?
Well, here's the thing. She brought to bed.
Because my thing is like, yo, you really need to be focused because I know you. Well, I've gotten to know you. I just want to make sure you're giving these full reviews and not checking out 40 minutes early because you can't control yourself.
Okay, first of all, that did not happen last night. But something romantic did happen, which was, and I might pronounce this incorrectly.
Okay.
She brought to bed a charcuterie board.
Yes. It's a big cheese, the grapes, yeah, I get it.
Yes, with some crackers and whatnot.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
It was the sexiest non-sex thing to happen in that bedroom of all time. It was amazing. I was like, babe, you love me, feeding each other grapes. And she goes, what movie are we watching, babe? What movie are we watching? And I said, you know what? I still don't know which movie.
She should have brought you some Robitussin on that charcuterie board. So but go ahead with the review. My bad.
So I end up not knowing which movie to do until the very end because again we had to go to a tiebreaker. Yeah. And my wife was asleep within 15 minutes.
Ooh, that's never good.
She was out like a light within 15 minutes, not because she was tired, just didn't like the movie.
That's not a good sign. I'm listening.
So Kurt Russell stars in this movie.
Yes, love me some Kurt.
So he is a truck driver who won a bet early on, and it's from a friend of his, and he's following his friend to an airport because that guy is going to he wants to make sure that his friend pays up, and that guy is going to go up and pick up his bride, right? Yeah. So he's Chinese, the friend's Chinese, the bride is Chinese, but she also has green eyes, and he has been saving for years to get her. While that's going on, Kim Cattrall's character shows up. She's a lawyer, and there is some sort of like kidnapping that goes on at the airport, and they end up taking that guy Wang's fiance.
Yes.
Right. And they were originally going after Cattrall's friend or whatnot, but they end up going after Wang's fiance. And the whole movie revolves around the fact that they're trying to rescue her. And it goes on in basically in Chinatown in San Francisco. And it became this whole martial arts supernatural thing because you had these supernatural beings. I believe it was like lightning and rain and
that were cool.
Thunder
That was
and all
cool.
that stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
And basically the whole thing,
the hat, right?
Yeah, it's like like Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
There we go.
And it revolves around the whole martial arts aspect of it all. And the entire time, Kurt Russell's playing a guy who's just pissed off the entire time. He's always have a smart ass comment for everything. And within about 5 minutes, I was hating Kurt Russell. I was like, oh my God, Kurt Russell, you're the same character in every single movie in the 80s.
Now, see, that could be a good thing, though. When you hate a character, that could mean they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Continue.
So the movie goes on, and I realized that Kim Cattrall was smoking hot back then.
Absolutely.
So points for Kim Cattrall. But I'm going on and watching this movie, and I'm thinking to myself, should I be watching this movie in 2022? Isn't this kind of slightly racist, but also not really, but kind of racist?
You know what? I didn't even think about
that. So I started looking up articles from that time back in 1986, and people were questioning whether or not this was a racist movie. And the studio said, no, it's not racist, but they started giving money away to Asian organizations at the time to kind of like appease them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this happened back in 86. I was reading LA Times articles about this.
So when you do this, you pause the movie and start looking stuff up?
No, this was after the fact.
Okay, go ahead.
This was after the fact. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this review, by the way, the movie ends in a certain way that I don't know because I stopped it with 20 minutes to go. I was done. There was 20 minutes to go in this movie, and I'm like, not even going to bother. I know what's going to happen. Kurt Russell's going to rescue him because that's what happens, and all that stuff. This is the first movie that I have ever just stopped and said, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So I'm going to do two things here.
Okay.
One is I'm going to give this one an F. I'm sorry.
Is it the first F?
No, because Warriors
got an
was
F.
my first F, and I will now apologize to everybody about Warriors because I'm going to increase the grade of Warriors to a C- after watching this movie. Because I thought Warriors was bad. Big Trouble in Little China was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm there thinking, I felt ugly watching it. I was like, is this a horror? Is this a comedy? All I know is that Kurt Russell's wearing a muscle shirt and he has no muscle definition. Why is he wearing a muscle shirt? Did he walk off the set of Overboard, which was, by the way, the next movie he did, which was the exact same character and the exact same outfit? I did not like this movie at all. I wish I was with my wife. My wife fell asleep 15 minutes into it, and I wish I had fallen asleep 15 minutes into it. And I every 10 minutes I would pause it to see how much time was left. Every 10 minutes I would pause it. And it was so stupid. And I'm so proud of 9-year-old Michael Jimenez. Because 9-year-old Michael Jimenez.
See, 9-year-old might have liked it.
No, man. No, and you know what? And I'm going to tell this to people who are going to have the pitchforks out. If you all recommend a Big Trouble in Little China type of movie to me, right?
But see, they haven't watched it in 30 years. That's the problem.
No, they're coming out saying, "Oh, I watched it the other day, and it was
they're
brilliant."
lying.
By the way, Boteo Franklin on Facebook agrees with me, says it is a bad movie. It's such a bad movie that, by the way,
Boteo said F-. I don't even know how you get an F-.
It was actually a box office flop. It didn't make as much money as it put into it. $24 million budget, only made 11 at the box office, and they rushed it because they wanted to beat The Golden Child starring Eddie Murphy, because Eddie Murphy's movie had a similar
Golden Child wasn't that good
similar vibe to it. On top of that, the movie was originally supposed to be a Western, and it got rewritten. Jack Nicholson was first considered for the movie over Kurt Russell.
I like the background research you do.
It's just, I appreciate that. It's just I don't think I would have liked it back then.
I don't think at 9 you know the difference.
Yeah.
I don't think at 9 we understand what's good or what's bad. I think my daughter loves Scream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Scream is stupid, but whatever.
It's stupid, but I like Scream. I'm going to go ahead and again give an F to this, and I'm going to raise up. Maybe C- is not.
No, you got to. Give the Warriors a D.
Let's give it a D.
Yeah, give it a D. Like, you can't go from that's a hell of a curve.
Because I looked at my wife and I asked her, I said, this makes the Warriors look like the Godfather. It was so bad. But one last thing before we go into break here.
Okay.
One last thing.
I have a
My wife looked at me this morning, laying in bed with me, lovingly looking at me saying, Michael, have you seen Better Off Dead? She was trying to propose to a movie. It's a John Cusack movie.
Okay.
And I looked at her and I said, yeah, I have actually. It's a very funny movie. I love that movie. And she goes, oh, can you pretend like you've never seen that movie?
She wanted you to fake it.
She wanted me to fake it. I'm like, no, the whole point of this segment is that these are movies I'm watching for the first time.
We got to be legit. I can't believe she asked you to cheat.
I know. And it's so funny because people come up to me and go, there's no way in the world that this is all factual, that you've never seen these movies. And I'm like, dude, I've never seen these movies. And my wife coming out of nowhere saying, fake Better Off Dead so you can do that one. I love Better Off Dead.
At first, I didn't know if you were being for real, but then after a while, I was like, no, this guy's serious.
I'm just a weirdo. But
it's all good. Good for you. I'm glad. I like chaos. I'm all for chaos. So the fact that you gave this an F makes me happy. It makes me staying an extra 2 hours worth it.
Very nice. We're going to put a bow on the show on the other side. I have all apologies to Warriors. You're no longer an F. You're a D in my book. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
In the NFL, Dallas Cowboys defensive end Randy Gregory spurned the Cowboys after agreeing to a 5-year, $70 million deal. Instead, he will now take the same deal in Denver with the Broncos after reports the Cowboys added language in at the last minute. However, where one door closes, another opens. As NFL Network's Jane Slater reports, Von Miller has strong interest in the Cowboys. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs take on the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight with a tip-off set for 7:30 from the AT&T Center. In college basketball, the Texas Southern Tigers advanced, beating the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders in the first 4 game last night, 76-67, and will face top-seeded Kansas tomorrow night. I'm Rudy Jay for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection. But with a Realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a Realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of a Realtor can make all the difference. The difference between an agent and a Realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nuh-uh. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
My name is Kelly. I want to tell you about Dr. Jacob Torres and Institute for Functional Health. I met Dr. Torres years ago. I was gaining that middle-aged bulge, feeling less energetic, and I had aches and pains in my back and shoulder. My cholesterol, blood sugar, and other measurable numbers were okay, but not good. My cardiologist suggested if I did not change my habits, I may need to start taking pills to manage my health. I was not looking forward to spending Sunday evenings counting up my pills for the week. I phoned Institute for Functional Health to set an appointment with Dr. Torres. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Torres totally changed my life. I do not take medicines. I lost over 40 pounds, and my weight has remained amazingly consistent. Most importantly, I feel great. Dr. Torres is my hero. He changed my life.
We can visit with you over the phone and virtually. We work with your insurance company, and it costs you nothing to call and consult with us. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Call me for a free consultation over the phone, 468-1891, 468-1891.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Which team is king of the conference? We're about to find out as 68 teams will battle it out to get to New Orleans. It's conference tournament time, and the NCAA tournament hangs in the balance. Don't miss a minute. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Jason Minnick. You're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM, on the go at sasportstar.com. My name is Michael Jimenez. Been kicking it with Rudy Jay. Tyrod Taylor is signing a 2-year deal with the New York Giants. 2 years, $17 million. Not bad. I like it.
They haven't picked up that 5th-year option on Daniel Jones. So even though the owner came out a month ago, and said, hey, we're behind Daniel Jones, and we haven't given him the proper tools or the proper coach or the stability, but you haven't picked up that option.
That's right. we still don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. We have NFL Network saying that the New Orleans Saints are the front runners right now. Seen some reports right now saying that the Carolina Panthers think the same thing, that the Panthers would have to increase what they're doing if they really want to play ball.
This Atlanta's plan all along.
Yeah, and take a look at Baker Mayfield saying goodbye in a way, or I love you to the fans of Cleveland. Very weird thing that he did online. This long
emotional
post.
Man, like it's pride's involved, ego's involved. I played hurt for y'all, and this is the thanks I get. I feel Baker's pain.
Yeah, long emotional post. By the way, I gave my movie review on the last segment again.
How's it going on Twitter,
dude? I think people are coming to my support. I chose Violence Against Whataburger today, and Big Trouble in Little China, and half the people are coming out saying, "Yeah, that movie sucks, man." And some people are saying, Robert Salazar on Facebook says, you're an idiot if you give this movie an F. I am not an idiot. I'm a 45-year-old man who realizes, dude, cult classic goes one or two ways, man. It's either a very, very good movie that just was low budget, or it was a very bad movie liked by a few people.
So have you done Police Academy or Porky's?
I've never seen Porky's, but I've seen Police Academy movies growing up. I love the Police Academy movies. Even the bad ones are good. So, I mean, I'm sure if I went back in time right now, I probably would be appalled at what I'd see.
Yeah, Porky's is weird.
Yeah.
Like when you go back and look, it's like, dude, he was kind of old. A bunch of old men messing with younger girls. Like it just like how you felt yesterday, whether you felt like, dude, some of this is racist.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you go back at Porky's, it's like, dude, some of this is pedophilia, you know?
Yeah. So Alien and the Lost Boys are probably going to be the next two.
Those
that
are two good movies for me.
I hope so.
Those are two good movies. You can't go wrong.
Sigourney Weaver's a fantastic actress. So
yes, awesome.
I think that'll probably be the next one. But I'm heading over to Green Acres over in China Grove. Gonna hang out with my kids over there. Gonna do some go-karting.
Have some fun,
I'll
brother.
be there by 2:45. So if you want to come out and make fun of me, I will be there go-karting, playing some putt-putt out there. Hope everyone's enjoying spring break. Tonight at the Rue Pub, the Blitz, Jason Minix and Joe Reiniger will be out there. Again, I'll be out at Twin Peaks tomorrow for halftime, 12 to 2. The Blitz will be at Twin Peaks as well, 151 and 410. Rudy, I cannot wait to see you out there.
My guy.
Hey, I appreciate being there, man. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, right. ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Hank the Tank is a black bear that lives in the Lake Tahoe